absolutely fucked my life over the last 2 years. But other than that, sure, I'll see if I can join your amazing band.
Smile and project yourself.
Yeah, so we're headed to Truck Festival, which is the first festival I ever went to and the first festival I ever played. If my brain wasn't so addled by touring, I'd probably feel a bit more sentimental, but at the moment I just feel sort of chemically anxious.
Truck, more than a lot of other festivals, certainly more than the bigger ones, it really allows young up-and-coming bands, particularly from the locality, but even farther afield, it gives everybody the first shot of like a festival show.
I remember the first time I played it, we all had to bring carrier bags onto stage to be sick into, because we thought we had food poisoning, but I think we were just so nervous. Saw a man walk full speed into someone else's tent in the middle of the night.
I played here with the Ed Fitz, and I was 16 or 17, and that was like a massive moment. We felt like we were on the ascendancy, and that the music we were making at the time, like math rock, was actually the zeitgeisty, cool thing, at least like around here, you know?
It was a very healthy music scene. There was lots of different genres going on, a lot of different characters. Probably the best the Oxford music scene had been since like the days of like Ride and Radiohead and stuff like that. It's like since the late 80s, early 90s. So like it felt really good to be a part of that. And I feel like Oxford for a small period of time was really on the map musically.
I was a fan of the band before I joined, and I was super into it. They were the kind of epitome of everything that was possible and exciting about new music. They literally got pissed and decided it was a good idea to ask me to join the band. And I was like, yeah, I'll see what I'm doing. I've got a few things on. I mean, I've absolutely fucked my life over the last 2 years. But other than that, sure, I'll see if I can join your amazing band.
First time I met Yanis, and Wally was like, yeah, Yanis, man, like this is Jimmy, this is the guy I've been telling you about. And Yanis was like, yeah, what? I was like, wow, what a fucking arsehole. And then he, like, during the show, Yanis, like, smashed a bottle and, like, sliced his arm up. And, like, I remember him, like, coming at me with the bottle whilst playing guitar. That was the most, like, exciting rock and roll thing I'd ever seen anyone do. And I think I had a cigarette with him, and he was, like, he'd mellowed out, like, he got rid of all his energy. And then we got on really well. And he was like, okay, cool, like, well, do you want to do it then? And I was like, yeah.
A dear friend of all of ours went to Truck Festival, and he did a lot of hallucinogenic drugs, and he was absolutely convinced that one of the security guards was Voldemort, and he knocked a security guard out and then actually got arrested and put in jail overnight. And when he was in jail, he was still tripping and convinced that Voldemort was trying to get him. So he got all the towels from his police cell and blocked the hole under the door and tried to flood his cell. I'm not sure for what reason. Maybe he thought he could escape out the top if he filled it with water.
I kind of wanted the band to operate like a gang, and forming this kind of Peter Pan like musical world that would be in opposition to like adult responsibility. And Tin Ed was part of the gang and would execute the visual component for the band.
Tin Ed, well, he's a race car driver, boxer, dustbin man, illustrator, and he did all our illustration for Antidotes. He's maybe one of the biggest characters you could ever meet. I mean, he's seen some things.
I used to ride BMX with a load of guys in the woods, and my mother wouldn't let me leave the house without wearing a helmet, so I would wear a helmet that was chrome coloured, and they were like, God, that metalhead kid is so annoying, but we can't call him metalhead, because that sounds quite cool, so they call me Tin Ed.
He'd created his own visual language that felt unique. We'd sit down at a pub and I'd say, okay, this song is about bang, 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 and I'd list out like 10 to 15 visual cues, and then he would come back a week later with this like beautiful multicoloured representation of the song.
There was a real creative environment, and so we were feeding off of that energy. And when you're younger as well, you don't need to sleep or anything, so every time you come with a crazy idea, you just do it instantly. Because there's so many projects we did that was shit, but like it's the good ones that get picked.
The other thing about the festival is we recorded our very first demo in the studio in the actual sort of farm.
Just adjusting the lights.
I
like red lights.
My dad lent me money for a Royal Mail postal van, and we went out onto an 18-day tour. I had the demo, and on days off, I'd get envelopes and stamps and I'd send them out. But the only label that really replied was Transgressive. That day, we had woken up to the news that Transgressive wanted to offer us a deal to record our first album and to sign up. I remember when that call came in, it was just a game changer. We just flipped.
In the early days, it was just a band of brothers, and I didn't even realise what was going on. And now it's like it's a global thing. Even when the first album came out, it was on bus boards and stuff, but I just didn't even care. I was just like, it's a drawing. I didn't see why everyone's bothered about it.
So we played Truck in 2006. We played in a tent, like a small tent, and it was definitely bollocks. We would have been atrocious, but kind of in a fun way.
This is absolutely unrecognisable from Truck Festival as I know it. I don't even know which bit of it we're in.
Look at these guys.
I saw these guys earlier with Yanis.
It's our Brexit bus driver.
God, he's fucking deaf, isn't he?
Hey, fine, Jack!
Connolly!
Ready?
Yes, just gonna get me some case.
Have I got to grab my nose?
Yeah, I need to wake up.
Will be lost.
The thing that I'll remember is looking out and seeing a crowd of people where it felt like a communion between us and them. It wasn't just like another headline show tonight, you know? There was an extra pathos to tonight, I think, because of the history.
To be back now after all these years and to come and to see all of you here, to be on the main stage, to be in our home area, we want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting our band. We fucking love you.
I'm not a bad influence on your band.
No, never. No,
You don't need to be.
They didn't miss a whole festival in Holland because you were by.
We're not that band!
There's a lot of room there to grow, bro.
If you miss the fucking show again, I swear to God, man, I'm gonna leave mean comments on your YouTube videos.